Now the thing is, if we get rain, depending on how that rain comes in here, it will literally wash this off. Now this is what I call a monsoon rain, y'all. Woo! This is insane. I love it. It's not good, y'all. Apparently this heavy rainfall is not good for the cob. Let's see how well it holds up. Hopefully there's not too much damage. So as you can see, we're getting so much flow through that 3-inch pipe. It's starting to overflow from there a little bit. But that's okay, because any of that excess water is going to go into the cistern. I can't wait to see how much we collect in those poly tanks. We need it. We're even getting a bunch of water from the little roof I put up over the fridge. Look at that, it's filled up our little bucket already. Maybe I'll put a larger container down there, I don't know.
We have some issues out there.
Oh no. What?
Did you want to check it out?
I'm a little scared now. I guess.
So we got how much rain?
1.5 inches.
Oh, I know you saw it already, but some of the cob is coming off.
Yeah.
That's the other thing I was going to show you.
Jeez.
Sinkhole. Now if you look inside the box, it's starting to fill in dirt, so it must have slipped like underneath.
Yeah. I'll have to be aware of that. Maybe put it in there to block that out.
Check out the inside. So a lot of that melted off.
Oof, jeez.
Yep, the bag's at the top.
I mean, some of the mud washed off, but that wasn't totally unexpected. But that's not too big of an issue either. I think when we're gonna do that cob layer coming up, so I think when we just cob these areas, we'll just slap some down there. That rain was nuts. Overall, not too bad, right?
Nothing devastating.
I think things are looking pretty good. I'm surprised a lot of it stayed on. And we'll just have to fix those bags. It's a shame. It must have really been coming down to tear it up like that.
Well, yeah,
I mean, yeah, it was like torrential downpour.
And the wind was like whipping it around.
I think for the amount of rain that came down in such a short amount of time, what was it, like a half hour?
I think so.
1.5 inches in like a half an hour.
It's a little scary to see like the cob coming off the outside.
Yeah, we'll have to do some recobbing for sure. Yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of work to do. Damn, so I think we're right under the 1,400 gallon mark.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. So, and depending on, I'll give it some time to maybe level out a little bit, but we could have close to 2,800 gallons between the two, whereas we had maybe 2,000 before. Might have gained 800 gallons of water there. So this is the day after the storm. You know, things are drying up a little bit, but things are still pretty soggy. I mean, that was a lot of rain in a short amount of time. So things are a nasty mess around here. Crew's leash is a nasty mess. And that area underneath the awning, I mean, that's just gonna be soggy for a while because since it's shaded, it's not gonna dry out nearly as quickly. And you can see some of these wet spots, any kind of like little divots in the ground. It's gonna be a lot wetter for a lot longer. But it is drying out a little bit, and I think we can get some work done. Unfortunately, we wanted to be building on top of our house. We were supposed to be building our little cob wall on top of our Earthbag wall, but we can't do that now. Now we got to patch up a lot of these spots. Yeah, that's a lesson learned. We just went very thin on some of these areas. My thinking was just get the bags covered, but then we ran into monsoon season, so we're gonna need to get these covered again ASAP because we don't want these bags to deteriorate. So instead of building on the wall, we're gonna have to just patch up some of these areas and maybe add a little thickness to it so that the water runs off a little quicker. Whoa, you can see ants all over here. They love that straw, man.
I think they're looking for seeds.
Yeah, they're looking for seeds. But yeah, there's just it's gonna be a lot of patching to do. So don't get me wrong, I mean, we're really grateful for the rain. I mean, we definitely needed it. We probably collected about 1,000 gallons from that rainfall, and it is much needed. We're so grateful for that rain. And so we'll just take time, patch everything up. We'll get it done better than we had it before, and it'll be amazing. You know, this build is only gonna be stronger after the rain, not weaker. Sometimes we'll harvest water in the most unusual places. You know, any kind of upturned container. Usually get a bunch of water in it, and hey, we'll take advantage of that when we can. And all of our cobbin bins are filled with water. I might dump that into here, just because this already has a bunch of water in it. Well, you hate to see it, but these things happen. And we had no idea that it would take so long to build, but we wanted to keep the sun off of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was necessary.
It was necessary. You can see what happens on some of these bags when they're not covered. So I think it was a decent call at the time, but obviously it's way too thin for that heavy monsoon rain. So look at this outfit Jess has got on. I think she's looking way too good to be slinging mud out here. This your mud outfit?
Yeah.
So what's your plan here? You starting with a kind of lighter area, working toward the tougher stuff?
What do you mean? I was just starting in a random spot.
Randomly, I love it. So the thicker layers obviously held up much better, and it's just something that we got to be aware of when we finish off the dome. I know a lot of people have suggested like a finishing coat and stuff like that. We definitely don't want to add any cement to the mixture. We won't be using that as a binder. If we do a waterproofing binder, it would be lime.
It's something that we really have to think about, like how are we going to protect this building long term from any weathering.
Do you think we can get this done today? What's going on with your pants? Do you need a belt? Or are you trying to be like the hip kids? Showing their underwear.
Do they still do that?
I don't know. I'm an old fogey. I don't know what the kids are doing these days. Or is it, it went from that to like skinny jeans or something? I don't even know what I'm talking about.
There's like ants raining down on me.
That's why you're over here and I'm mixing. Now we're gonna let a pro do this. Even though these rains cause us a little bit of headache, having to kind of set us back a little bit, I mean, we want to kind of start building up again from here. Obviously, we needed it. I mean, we got probably, I mean, with those rains previously and with those rains last night, we probably got over 1,000 gallons now in the poly tanks, which is amazing. So, you know, we're not going to complain about that. And any kind of water getting into these bags, getting into the even the cob itself, you know, it'll probably slow the drying and stuff like that. It's just going to make this build even that much more strong. So I'm excited about it. And I'm excited about getting those rains. I'm excited about the everything greening up out here. It's really looking amazing. This is a beautiful time to be out here in the desert during the monsoon season. It just comes to life.
Water is life.
Water is life. Let me ask you, is it harder to cob on top of the cob versus right on top of the bag?
It might be.
Yeah, I just noticed from doing the other hallway that it's a little trickier. You gotta kind of like work it in a little bit more. What are you doing there?
I was loosening up a seed for the ant.
Oh, that's kind of you.
I've been working on that one seed for hours, but then it fell.
Those ants are determined, aren't they? So now that rain hit those walls pretty hard, but you're saying the tops of these hallways are still looking pretty good, huh?
Yeah. It's kind of weird.
It's amazing. Good morning, everyone. Look what we woke up to today. Getting a little bit of that rain. Oh, you might think we'd be a little bit of rain shy considering what that last rain did to the dome. But we're really grateful for it. Anytime we can get rain, we're even grateful for the heavy rainfall. I mean, it was so much needed. I mean, we got probably close to 1,000 gallons collected from that rainfall. It was amazing. And now the rain's coming this morning, which is a real blessing, especially after doing that cob that we did, because the rain and the clouds, it's going to slow the drying of the cob that we placed on there. It's going to slow that drying down. It'll probably help prevent it from cracking and everything like that. And then we're collecting some water. You know, it's not going to be a lot, but it'll be something. You can actually hear the water going into the tanks, even with this light rainfall. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear it, but I mean, I hear it and it's a beautiful sound. Now, I don't know how much rain we're going to get this morning. Probably not a lot if it keeps just continuing this light, but I mean, how cool is that? Just a real light rain like this. You know, barely getting the ground wet, and we're getting some of that water. I love it. All right, so next up on the list of things to do, I'm gonna fill up that sinkhole, get it tamped into place. Hopefully we don't have any more issues with that. Then I'm gonna take a visual look inside the cistern, just double check, make sure everything's all right inside there. And I'll check and see if we got any water in the cistern right away. I'm kind of eager to find out. All right, now that I got the little sinkhole filled in, I'm gonna go in, check the cistern, just kind of give it a quick glance to make sure everything's okay, and see if there's any water inside there. Well, there should be a little bit of water. We'll see how much. Yeah, there's water in there. Walls look okay as far as I can see. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot more than there was the last time I checked. But who knows? We'll see how much rain we get with this monsoon season. So I was just about to start the mud throwing portion of today's event, and clouds are rolling in fast and furious. Can I say that without a copyright infringement? I don't know. I guess just as long as Mr. Diesel doesn't show up, huh? So there is a pretty good chance that we're gonna get some rain soon. At least that's what the forecast says. So I don't think it'd be the best use of my time to go ahead and splash mud inside there just yet, considering that we might get rain today and then wash it all away. So what I am gonna do is start replenishing all this dirt on this tarp. We are gonna need a lot more dirt soon when we do that cob layer. So I definitely have stuff to keep me busy. Now, we just got that rain last night. It wasn't a big storm like that one previously. It was like, what did we get, 0.2 inches this last time, and you know.
Yeah, no change.
No change, hell's up great.
Yeah, it's just those driving rains that is gonna cause damage to this. I mean, it's just mud and straw.
And not even damage per se, it just melted some of the thin layers off.
Yeah, but it means more work for us to reapply.
So we're collecting that water, everything's working out really well. And now that we've got the dome fixed up, I don't know, I mean, if we get some more rains like we did that last time, it's possible that, you know, we could see some more chipping away because some of these layers are still pretty thin. You know, we didn't cover the whole thing, we just kind of patched it up. So there might be some more fixing here and there until we get a good top layer over this. But that's just something we'll deal with until we're done, until we're at that point.
Now, do you think we can finally get to building up?
I was just about to ask you that. Yeah, we were totally gonna do that with this next video, but you know, life happens, right? You can't control it. That's the thing, you know. It's not staged out here what we do. It's life, so things don't often move in a linear fashion. They don't always move the way we expect them to move. But I'm hoping that we can start building up from here. Now I'd like to start building on this wall again, and I want to get this dome closed off. It's been way too long. But I'm gonna get started on shoveling some dirt, and then we'll be ready. Stay tuned for the cob portion of the Earthbag wall. Very exciting. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and we'll catch you on that next video. Later.